Welcome everyone. I'm Alison from the Postgraduate Association, and we're very pleased to be hosting this afternoon's workshop, Design and Record Presentations with PowerPoint, with our friend Dr. Katie Hotko. So I just want to let you know that we are recording and we post the recordings to our YouTube channel, and I'll post the link in the chat for you and you can go and have a look later and look again next week and whatever. I also encourage you to become a member of the Postgraduate Association, and in that way keep all these free workshops going all year for students. And also, as Helen said earlier, we're back tomorrow with Katie, and she's going to be delivering using Canva to create posters and infographics. So I'll also post that link if you'd like to join Katie again tomorrow. So good to see you all. Thanks for coming along, and I'll let you get going, Katie, while I'll post a few links in the chat.
Thanks so much, Alison. It's lovely to have a few of you here today. I'm hoping that this workshop is going to be quite interactive. It's a bit of a tricky one for us to do because I'm hoping that everyone can have a bit of time to play themselves and put the learnings into action. So you won't have me talking the whole time, which is fabulous. So what I'm going to do is just share my screen and we will get started. And then I'm going to actually find out a little bit about each of you so that I can make sure that this workshop's really catered to exactly what you need. So I'll just share my screen really briefly, and then I'm going to find you all again. Can everyone see that screen there? Hello. My name's Dr. Katie Hotko. Just a little bit about me is I actually work at the university. I've met one of you already this week. In my class, I work within the Faculty of Education, and my area of passion is the creative arts. And I actually did my PhD through Southern Cross University. I started way back in 2016 as an honours student, completed my PhD, and now I work for the Faculty of Education. And during that time, I found an invaluable amount of support from the Southern Cross Postgraduate Association. I was deeply involved in the SCPA when I was a student, served as a secretary and a treasurer for a while, which put me out of my comfort zone. But I just want to give a plug before we really get started about how essential the Student Association can be to support you through your studies. And please don't ever be afraid to reach out. They're a great team, and there's many ways that you can get involved. This is one of them. So that was my just little plug there. Here we go. I want to find out, I want to find out a little bit. I'm going to stop my share for a moment. I actually want to find out a little bit about everyone in the room right now. I can see that we've got a very small group tonight, which is fantastic. It means we can work really collaboratively together. If you are willing, I would really love for you to turn your cameras on if you're willing to do that. It helps us be a bit more personal together. And also unmute yourself and talk to me. Because there's a small amount of us, I thought we might really briefly go around the room and introduce ourselves really briefly. Let me know what you're studying, where you are in your progression, and also what your experience is with recording yourself on PowerPoint or working with PowerPoint. So does anyone want to volunteer to go first? Otherwise.
Yeah, so hi, my name is Kripali, and I'm studying post-graduation in early childhood from Southern Cross University at Melbourne. Actually, right now I'm going back to my home from uni, so I'm on bus. But I wanted to learn I have assignment which has like PowerPoint presentation in this term. That's why I wanted to learn this about PowerPoint especially. Yeah, that's why I'm here today.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Kripali. So it was a bit tricky to hear you. I think it's because you're on the bus. But I
Yes.
heard that you were an early childhood student and you have to do a PowerPoint presentation for your first assignment, which is
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes.
Hopefully, I don't know how much you can do on a bus. Maybe you're really clever. Otherwise, you can rewatch stuff and have a go at putting it into action later. Helen, did you want to share with us
Hi.
next?
Well, took an absence of leave for a whole year due to certain circumstances, and I started again this year. And I'm doing the Masters of Visual Arts Secondary for
Oh,
high
lovely.
school. Yeah. So, and I'm nearly halfway through. I'm doing classroom management in the moment in your class as an elective. And yeah, it's just with the PowerPoint, I really want to get into how to do the videos properly
Yeah,
for my presentations and that for my assignments. So it's very important that I get up to speed with all the new technologies and the Gen Is and everything. And yeah, so I'm getting
excellent.
back into it after an absence leave and to finish it basically. Yeah, my studies.
Yeah, no, totally. So tonight we're really laying a foundation of really basic skills tonight. So some of you I'll try and skip over stuff if you kind of know it, but we want to get in and practice it. So quite simple technology tonight, as in PowerPoint. Most of you should have it available to you. I think everyone who's here has it. It's something you can actually get for free through the SCU being a student, which is great. So that's why we're just going for, if you need to do a presentation and record it, there's a way you can do it, and it's quite simple. So hopefully we can do it all together tonight. Hayden, were you able to unmute yourself, or
I can. I've got my daughter with me. She might make a bit of noise on the side, but
I never care about children making noise. Go for it.
yeah. So I'm studying grad cert in business, looking to do the pathway to Masters of Business.
Beautiful.
Very much the same as Helen. My first assessment has a PowerPoint recorded part in that. So looking for a refresher mostly. Did
Yeah.
PowerPoint in high school, but it's been a few years since then. So just looking for a refresher, and I don't think I've ever recorded via PowerPoint either. So yeah, looking to learn a bit more about that.
Awesome. Willow, how about you? Are you able to unmute yourself and talk, or?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name's Willow. I am a student at Southern Cross. I'm doing a master's via research.
Beautiful.
And I work in an Indigenous women's health centre called Waminda. And that's what research is about, diabetes project within that organisation.
Excellent. And so within your Masters by Research, there might be opportunities where you're presenting and you might make slideshows, or you might need to create like recordings of yourself to sort of get that, translate your research into other areas for conferences and things like that. Is that?
Yeah, lots of conferencing presentations, and just within work as well.
Yeah.
And I had to use PowerPoint for my in-candidature review. So I just feel like I'm not as good as I could be at them. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Tonight.
Thanks so much, Willow. And we've just had, is it Nilofer? Just arrived. You've just dived in. We're just zooming around the room, sharing who we are, where we're at. Are you able to unmute yourself and introduce yourself, or feel free to? Oh, yep.
Yeah, hello everyone. This is Nilufar. I'm a PhD student, and my candidature review is in 2 weeks' time. So I thought it's a good opportunity for me to just, come here and learn something, because I wanted to present the best as I can.
Yeah, beautiful. Excellent. All right. Well, that's all of us for now. I'm going to zip back to my slides. And I'm going to do a little talking spot for a while, and then we're going to get in and do some things together. So what I want to do first is this first little bit, I just want to talk about designing our slides and a few different functionalities within PowerPoint. Some of it might be revision for you all, but anyway, let's get through here. So the first thing I want, I might move. There's a little black situation. Hold on, I'll try and, have I moved that away now? Can you see? Just, you can now see my slides here. And I guess that's a little pointer. I don't know if there's a few of you who are doing Masters by Research who need to, or PhDs, and you might need to do presentations over Zoom as a possibility. I think that's what happens these days. They're not so much in person. You do your for those of you who are studying coursework for research subjects, there's like a milestone moment where you have to give a big presentation to lots of people about your research, and you do that over Zoom. And it's really important that you sort of get used to sharing your slides, and sometimes there's blackout spots. Anyway, it's a big skill to learn. Sometimes it's fun to get in there and have a practice when no one else is around to get it all down pat. What's really important is that we think about our slides. I know so often you might have heard the term death by PowerPoint before. It's really important to think about how our slides are designed so that they're really visually appealing for people. And we need to think carefully about who our audience is, and also the size of our writing and the types of images that we might use. I know some people will use the SCU template in their presentations for their assignments. I'm not a massive fan of as a creative arts person. I like to keep my slides quite clean, and I like to keep my slides with really quite large writing and not a lot of writing on the slides. I think it's really important when you're presenting and speaking that you don't overwhelm your audience with big bulks of text on the screen, unless you're planning to read all of that text out, or you're planning to give your audience the time to read it themselves. So it's a really important consideration when you're designing your slides to think about what you're using them for. Are they resting spots for your reader, your viewer, to rest their eyes and just have some key points? Or are you actually sharing quite a large amount of information and you want the audience to read that information? So it's something that you really need to have a little think about. So I have a malfunction in my slideshow right here. I'm not sure what's happening here. That's embarrassing. These things happen when you're presenting. Tonight, I've got 4 things that I want to talk to you about in the first sort of 15 minutes. I'm just going to have a really quick zoom over. Please let me know if I'm going too fast or too slow and you just want to move along a little bit here. I want to talk about a few little design tips that we can think about when we're presenting our slides. I just want to show you where you can get the icons and images from within PowerPoint. I'm going to talk about inserting videos and pictures, and then a few tips for presenting. And then what we'll do is we'll move over to actually recording it. So I'm going to really rush through this stuff because I think it's quite foundational and most of you should know these things, I think. So as for design tips, I mentioned before, you don't need to be fancy. You can grab things from anywhere. These days, there's lots of PowerPoint's not the only space you can do these things in. There's lots of design tips that you can get from other softwares, and a little shout out to my presentation tomorrow night, which is about using Canva. There's a lot more design help within other programs. PowerPoint, you really have to kind of do most of it yourself. But you don't need to be an artist. It is really important that I think the less you do, the better. Sometimes people put a whole lot of gobbledygook everywhere, and it makes it quite confusing for people to keep to watch. And the other tip that I have is to go big or go home, in the sense that your text needs to be really quite large. And that's where thinking about our audience is really important. Are you creating a video that someone's going to watch on their phone? And in that case, you need to think about what the size of the text is so that they can actually read it when when they're watching it on their phone. So you wouldn't be able to put on your slides. I think that this word up here, design tip, I think that's like a size 30 or 40 that I have put in there, and these are even quite larger. Or you might be presenting online like I am now, and you think that your audience might be using like an iPad or a small laptop, and they're only seeing it at a certain size. And then the other context that some of you might be doing, we don't do it as much anymore, but you might be presenting at a conference or in a classroom, and you have like a big, oh, I've had a moment where I've forgotten the name of it, a big screen at the front of the classroom, and your audience might be sitting sort of 10 meters away. So you do need to think about the size. Don't have things too small. People need to be able to read them. Okay, so I have smartboard. Thanks, Helen. I had a moment of a blank. There's a smartboard that you might be presenting on, or even really some schools or some conference venues might just have like a big Apple TV that it's up on. So you do need to think about the size and the clarity of your images when you're presenting. In PowerPoint, you'll notice up the top right, I'm quite a fan of the icons that are available in PowerPoint itself. They've come a long way from when I was at school and we started doing them. I want to show you a little bit about that, of how you can do it. You can see that I've used them here, but I haven't used them in their natural state. I've resized them and made them different colors. So I'm going to show you quickly how to do that in just a moment. Right now, I'm going to show you. Okay, that stopped sharing my screen, didn't it? Am I back?
Yes, you are.
Oh, thanks, Helen. So now hopefully this might be a little easier. Hopefully you can see the whole PowerPoint program itself. Can I confirm that? That's what you're seeing, not just the presentation? Right?
Yes.
Thanks so much, everyone. So now I'll be able to show you about entering in these icons. Is this going over information that you already know and you'd rather move on, or is this helpful for this section here? It's really hard to know what people have experienced before. Has anyone had any experience using the icons within the PowerPoint platform before? Yes, you have. It is helpful. All right, I will show you. So what I'm going to do is go up here. This is the insert tab up the top left. There's the ribbon up the top here. I'm clicking on insert and it'll bring up a whole bunch of different things. When I mention the icons, it's this figure here, which is the icons. And can you see the pop-up box that just popped up? I'm hoping that you can. I will assume that you can. Beautiful. So what you've got in here is not just these classic icons. I'll show you those first, and there's lots of different types along here. But you also have, you can insert images from this section and cut out people and stickers and all sorts of things. So with the simple icons, if you were perhaps, I don't know, doing a presentation about recording a video, you might want to use this one here, which is like that recorder thing, and just click insert. So it inserts like this. It might be fine. But what I like to do is you can easily make it much bigger, and then all you need to do is change the fill. So what I've done there, hopefully you can see all of this, is when I right click, the list comes up and you can just go to fill and change the color. You can make it whatever color you might want on theme. Just a little tip that I would like to implore you all is when you're creating a slideshow, it's really important from a design perspective that you just pick a limited color palette. I mean, my natural inclination is to do all the colors in the rainbow, but I have to try really hard to just pick one or two colors that work well together and really stick with that theme. So try to make all my text to be one or two at the most colors, and then maybe have an accent color. I think it really helps to create a really cohesive story. And so it's just a bit of advice. So this is a little bit off brand. You can see that it doesn't show very well there. Off here, I might, for my slideshow, I might decide, I've got a fairly like neutral palette here with like a grays. I could decide, oh, I'd either match that gray or I could have something quite bright as my accent color, and then maybe go with green and gray for the entire thing. So that's just a thought when you're designing things there. So that's just inserting an icon, changing the color. It can just really mix it up and personalize it for exactly what you're trying to communicate. As for, let me just go back to where I was, inserting the icons. So there's lots of different types. Does anyone have a topic they want to suggest to me that perhaps they need to do for their assignment? Something that you're exploring that you want to give to me, either verbally or pop it in the chat, and I'll try and find something that matches it. Hard to think of things off the top of your head, isn't it? Nothing? Dance, beautiful. Okay, so you might want to be trying to come up with an icon to sort of work with, and your presentation might be about dance. So, oops, you got to spell it right. You can just literally put in the search bar. Didn't come up with a lot there, and I'm not going to the premium option. I don't think we get that paid for, but there you go. You've got this one, pops up, away you go. You can change the colors and work with it there. And you've got quite a nice stylized, simple way of communicating something there. Last thing I'm going to show you up here before we move on is there is some really interesting ways. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. I haven't, sometimes I spend a bit of time exploring it. You can grab some realistic people. They're like stickers, and insert them into your work. They're free to use. There's no need to give any sort of attribution for using these, and you can add them in there. There's all sorts of things that are available. Icons. There's stickers that you can have a play with. I mean, it depends how fun and depending on the context. Maybe for a university assignment, this is not where you are going to go, but there are all sorts of things that you can use within these stock images. These ones are some of my favorite, is that you can create your own person and use all sorts of different things with differently abled people. I think that it is a really great set of things that you can have a play with when you're designing your images and things. So there's also, obviously, you can insert images where you can look up pictures online, which is here. I've just gone to the picture section and looked up things online. And there is the capacity here when you're searching that what is automatically clicked is that the images are Creative Commons. Now, I don't know if that's a term that everyone has heard of before, but it's really important when we are presenting online, we're recording ourselves, that we use images ethically. And when you're at university in particular, and all the time, but in particular in university, it's really important that we give attribution, is a term you might hear, to where you have got things from. I know that most of you here should know that when you're referencing an idea, you use in-text citations. I know in the Faculty of Education, we use APA 7 referencing. Other faculties might use other types of referencing. But If you are using images, one of the most important things you need to consider is that you're using sort of free use or Creative Commons images. What's great about PowerPoint is that you can actually have that already searched. It will search for them, and you can know that the images that you're using, you're allowed to use them. I'll talk about using images in Canva and how there's no attribution requirement in there tomorrow night. But that's a really great feature. Otherwise, if you're searching for images, say on the internet, and you're just using Google searches, you might use images unethically. So I find it's really nice. I find my images in here, and then I know that I've sourced them correctly. Okay, so moving on. Has anyone here inserted a video into their PowerPoint slides in the past? I'd love, you can speak or you can pop it in the chat if you need. Just playing around with it now. Awesome, jumping ahead, Hayden, great work. You've done it before. Anyone hasn't done it before? Because there's a few different ways that it can be done. I have got one inserted here already, which is...
The Good Guys spring cleanup is on now. Get this LG stick vac $2.49. This Westinghouse front load washer $5.45.
There we go. So I've actually inserted in this slide here a little YouTube video. So I had the YouTube link and I inserted that video in there. I'm not sure if you can hear the sound, whether the sound has shared correctly or not. When you're on Zoom, sometimes you need to share the sound to make it work. Okay, might be a bit much to have both, but you can see that I've got the YouTube video embedded into the screen there. And I'm just going to, for those who haven't done it before, I'm going to show you really quickly. It's still in that Insert tab. So you can see there's pictures and shapes and all sorts of things that you can add. All the way along the right-hand side, there is a spot for video. And you can just click that. You can insert a video that you've recorded yourself. So for some assignments, you might have, I know for my subjects that I do, you might actually have a performance that you have to do where you've done a dance yourself, and you might have used your phone to record that. So you have this MP4 file that you have on your phone, and you might want to work on your computer to create your slideshow. And so you'll upload that MP4 onto your computer, and this is where you would insert that from your device. The other thing is there's stock videos that you can grab that have come from those Creative Commons libraries as well, that you're able to grab, or you can do online videos. This is what I did earlier. And all you need to do is pop the URL from the online video, for example, YouTube SlideShare or Vimeo videos, and then you just hit insert and it will pop the video in there for you. So hopefully everyone can have a go at doing that if they need to later. I'm trying to get past the talking bit so everyone can have a play. I was talking to you before when I mentioned the Creative Commons pictures, that it's really important that we be ethical. Here are some websites here. I was talking about finding the images inside PowerPoint or Canva. But there are some really great websites that you can go to find those free Creative Commons images that you're able to use. So if you feel unsatisfied with the images that you find within PowerPoint or say within Canva, you can go, I might copy it. I wonder if I can do that. Copy and paste it into the chat. There we go. There's a few websites. I find them, I'm really interested in the icons. I find them really fascinating. I don't know why, it's an obsession of mine. That flat icon down the bottom, flaticon.com, has a whole bunch of really interesting ones that you can use. And then you just import those as images into your slides that you can use. Last thing I want to show you before we move on to having a practice and a bit of a play is there is a feature if you're needing to present and you don't have anyone at home that can help you practice, and you need to, perhaps you're presenting and recording yourself or presenting like I am right now, and you want to have a practice. There's actually a really powerful, I guess it's generative AI. It's been around for quite a while. Rehearsing with the computer. Has anyone heard of this before? Or had a go at doing this? It's using the online version. I'm just sharing it now. Hopefully it will work. Can you see PowerPoint online? Which should have like my Chrome address up the top. And there's like a big picture of me when I had other colored hair. Can you see that? I think you can. Yes, you can. Awesome. What I want to show you, and I'm going to turn my camera. Oh, I don't need to on this one. I want to show you the rehearse option for this here. So what I mean by that is that I have my slides, they're all here, designed, and I need to go and rehearse. I am just going here to, can you see in the top right corner, it says present. I'm clicking on the drop down menu and it says rehearse with a coach. So I forgot to explain clearly where this is. Everyone should be able to have a Microsoft Office account if you're signed in through your SCU email. And this is just working with PowerPoint online. So I don't know a better way to find it. I just Google PowerPoint online and then log in, and then it comes up. I log in with my staff details, but you'd be able to log in with your student details and your files should all come up. I think that's the case for everyone. That's how it's worked other times when I've worked with people. So I'm in this online space. You can't do it with the desktop application, unfortunately, but you just click rehearse with coach. And I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to pretend to present. And I'm going to click down the bottom here, start rehearsing. Okay, so I'm pretending I'm pretending to present here, and I'm hoping that you can notice and see it happening in real time, but it actually pops up with some advice. I said and it told me not to. And then I'm using too many filler words like actually. Boys and girls, it's really great that we're here together today. I'm trying to prompt the things that it might actually say for you. It's prompted me there that perhaps saying boys and girls is not necessarily inclusive in my language, so I need to be careful. And I think if I dropped some inappropriate language, it might tell me that too, but I'm not going to do that. The next thing I can do is move across to this slide. And then if I talk too slowly, it might tell me that too. Anyway, I'm going to stop doing it. I will exit out of it. And it gives me a little report about how I went. Has that pop-up become, I hope that pop-up's visible for you as well. It tells me the pace that I was speaking, how long it took me to do my presentation. It told me that I was using a lot of filler words like ums and actually. I kept a good variety. So you can see that it's actually listened to how I've presented and given me some feedback. And then I can go and rehearse again. And I find that it's actually a really great way when you don't have a lot of people, or like I rehearse in front of family at times if I have to give a really big presentation, but they're not always available. And this is a great stand-in. So that's just a little tip that I wanted to show everyone there. I'm going to pause now and find out if anyone here has any questions about the things I've been sharing about, or concerns, or Helen, go for it.
Yes, that what you showed us now, is that through Google?
So
With the
that's through that's PowerPoint Online,
Yeah.
is what that is. So I've gone onto the internet and used and I've just searched PowerPoint Online and then logged in with my login details. I think it works the same for everyone. Hayden, you said yes in the chat before. I think that was have you logged on and had a go at that before? Not sure. All right.
Yeah,
you
so
log
I was using online previously, but yeah, I'm using it both desktop and online.
Yeah, so you can log into your Word and all your Office suite, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You can log into those online and use them there as well as on your actual desktop applications that you have.
Right. And
So
do
maybe
you
what we
use the same login that, like, I've bought a whole Microsoft suite. So do you log in with your Microsoft account or?
Yeah, your Microsoft account.
Okay.
Yes. So if you're a student and using your student Microsoft account, you'd use those details. Through Southern Cross University, we provide a free Microsoft account to all students. But if you've got something separately, Helen, on your computer,
Yes.
you log in through the one that you've purchased. And
Okay.
hope it should be available.
Okay.
If not, you've got it through the university. Oh,
Yeah.
bummer. I guess you've only got the university one. You've only got the university one while you're at university, so you've got that for
Yes. Yeah.
longer.
That's for me. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any other questions? What I would like is, what we need for the next section is for everyone to have a PowerPoint slide that they can actually use to record for. So what I'm going to give you now is maybe 10 minutes where I would like you to, well, everyone's muted and their cameras are off anyway, but I will stop talking in a little bit and I would like you to stay in this meeting, but maybe minimize the window so that you can open up your PowerPoint and have a play, maybe have a play with some of those ideas, like maybe set up 3 slides or something. Maybe you could insert a video, you could try putting some icons in, some images, and get at least 3 slides ready. You might have come prepared, which is fantastic, and maybe have a little play with some other things to get your 3 slides ready to go so that we can actually record a short video together. So what I'm going to give you is 10 minutes now. It's 4:40 here. At 4:50, I'm going to call everyone back and we will share a little bit about how we went, and then I will step you through exactly how to record yourself and then export that recording into an MP4 file. What I'm going to do is I will mute myself so that I'm not disturbing you, but I will be here in the chat to answer any queries that anyone has if they're having trouble. So give me a thumbs up or a yes that you're all good with that, and we will, I'll turn my camera off and I'll give you 10 minutes to work independently. All good? Just a little 1-minute warning that hopefully you can all come back. Let me know in the chat when you're all back and ready to go. Okay, we're at 4:50 now. Hopefully everyone is okay to come back. Oh, you had to go with using the templates? Excellent. Thanks, Hayden. Just if those of you who are still with us, if you wanted to maybe use the React buttons to give me a thumbs up that you're ready, or pop something in the chat. Hopefully you haven't lost us when you minimize. Sometimes when people minimize the Zoom, they can't find it again. I am going to forge ahead though, so that we can keep going. So hopefully everyone is with us and ready to go. I'm going to share. Oh, Helen, that's no good. Do you want to speak to that? Was it?
Yeah, I had problems. I went into all those icons and I tried downloading, and it was just taking a long time. It wasn't downloading. With the first ones you did, it was simple and yes. And then there was this AI thing, Catapult, and
Okay.
changing the things. And I think that just whacked it all out.
Okay, that's interesting. I don't have that on my one. Is that, and that's always the tricky thing, isn't it? When we have different versions of things.
Yes. So this is the new version with Catapult and things like that they can change your slides for you and
Yeah.
set up a video and that. How do I stop that from working in this PowerPoint? Like,
I'm not huge. I'm only really familiar with what we work within the university with. That might be a question beyond my skill, but leave it with me. I'll see if I can, when I send you off to do some more work, I'll try and figure something out
was it
for
the
you.
little window saying design suggestions, and it's saying sorry, and then it's got Catapult there with these little star things on top of the actual slide, and I don't know, I think it's either built in, yeah, it's got Catapult.
Let's have a look. What I might do is we
It's
might
got
do this
design.
next bit And then I might set up a breakout room and you and I can go and do some troubleshooting in the breakout room while we're doing some work. Is that okay, Helen?
Sorry, Catapult. Co-pilot, yes. Not catapult, co-pilot, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. That's it. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
What I'm
Thank
going to
you.
do is share my screen again. And we are going to, you can see the PowerPoint desktop app here. And there is the first thing, this is what this next section. So we're going to spend the next hour actually recording a short video, which I know is what you've all come here for. So we are, before we start, we need to think about the physical space that we're in. If we're recording a video that has our actual faces in it, like I am now, within PowerPoint, within my version of PowerPoint, maybe there's a better version, I don't have the opportunity to put this background, the virtual background on like I have right here. So you would need to think carefully about physically where you are. Try and find a spot that has relatively clear in the background so that you're not, well, you'll see me soon. I'm going to reveal my messy background in just a moment. And it's an example of what not to do, really. And you want to think about the lighting so that there's appropriate lighting. You're being lit from the front rather than from the back so that your face isn't all really dark. Mine's not fabulous at the moment because there's a little bit of shadow on me, but you have a think about the lighting. I think it's really important that you also have a think about the sound quality. I'm actually only using the inbuilt microphone in my laptop. I have a very quiet environment here and things are okay, but you can, if you're really interested, is you can get microphones, you can get headphones that have microphones in them and things to really make that sound quality clear enough for you. Because it is really important, particularly when you're recording a presentation for an assignment, that the marker can hear you clearly and you need to speak really clearly so that everything's understood. The other thing that we've just spent some time doing is developing our slides. So we've already talked about that for the last hour. Most of you should know this, but I want to show you is that you can actually within PowerPoint add some notes, and you can see it here, for your script. I don't always script things out, but you might feel more comfortable reading from a script, and that's okay. So you can actually put for each slide the things that you want to say down the bottom here. So you might be looking, you could be looking at this type of thing, and you just drag up the section here and you can type in here. So you can put the things that you would like to say in the bottom here so that you can remember what you're going to say for each part. You might do a full script or you might just do dot points to help you remember. So there's that you need to think of too. The first thing that we need to do is find the recordings tab. And this is where I'm really interested in where everyone is at. And this is where it might get a bit messy for us. Hopefully you've got PowerPoint open and you should have a recordings button here. I would like to know if you don't, because then we might need to do some problem solving to get that recording button for you. But if everyone has it, we won't do that problem solving. So have a look. It's this one here. It's about in the middle. It says recording. Just unmute yourself and say, yeah, I've got it, or pop it in the chat.
Yes, I have it.
Yeah, all good.
Excellent, Helen. Hayden's got it too.
Yep, I've got it too.
Excellent. Maybe
A
it's
little
normal
window
now.
opens up.
Beautiful. There is a way that you can go and get it if you don't. But I don't think we need to figure that out. That's great. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a bit of a demonstration, and then I'm going to send you off to have a go, and then we're going to come back and troubleshoot it. It is actually quite simple. So to do that demonstration, what I'm going to do is actually open up the screen. We're not doing screen recording. I might do it here. We're going to open up the record slideshow, which is the button on the far left. I'm hoping that it opens up in the right spot. It didn't. Okay. Give me a second. This is where I need to stop share. I need to turn my camera off because I'm going to turn my camera off in another device. So hopefully that works, and then I can share the right thing. This is... Sorry, I'm doing a bunch of different... Apologies, I've just got to find you again. Share my screen. Recording. PowerPoint. Share. Record slideshow. I've clicked that button. Can you see? Here we go. You can see it. I think I've got it now. It's like a black kind of a blackish kind of screen. Can everyone see that? It's got record as a red button in the top left corner. Sorry, that was a little bit messy there. What happens is that this box comes up, and this is where we're going to do all of our recording. So the first thing we need to do when this box comes up, this recording studio as such, is down the bottom right-hand corner. The microphone for me is already on. You can see that it doesn't have the little cross through it there. It's ready to go. I'm going to click the camera here to turn my camera on. I think hopefully everyone can see that there. And that this is, I'm showing you the messy background of my office here. I would prefer it if I was in a room that had a white background and it was a lot more clear, but I haven't done that. I wanted to show you exactly. It doesn't look great. It's a little bit distracting, but here I am. I'm in the bottom corner here. My mic is working. My camera is on. The first thing I do is when you're doing the recording with PowerPoint is you record to each individual slide. And what's really great about that is that if you make a mistake, you don't have to go back and edit lots of things. If you're, 10 slides in and you make the mistake, the only thing you need to do is re-record that little section. And that's what's quite nifty about recording on PowerPoint. You don't have to have editing software to edit things down. The other thing about this screen is up here, there is the notes that I was talking about before. There's no actual notes on this particular slide, but if I go back, I think I had notes here. Remember, I was typing them in. I can't see the chat anymore. So hopefully if someone's chatting to me, you might need to speak. But you can see the writing here. It's quite small. What's good about it is that it's right up near my camera, so it looks like I'm talking to the audience when I'm reading those little notes. You can make the words a little bit bigger if it's difficult for you to see them, or you can make them a little bit smaller. So there's that option there as well. So what we do is we record. So I'm going back to the beginning of my presentation here, and I'm just going to record across 3 slides. I'm not going to do it properly, but I'll just show you what it could be. So we hit the record button and it counts down. Welcome everyone to my presentation. We are talking about how to record in PowerPoint. Before we start, it's important that we think about our space. We prepare. I might make a mistake here. I'm going to keep going because I'll go back and review everything. I'll keep recording. When I'm finished recording, I'm going to press stop. So I hit stop there. Now you can continue to work through this area if you like by going back and playing what you've recorded. So I'm pressing play here. Before we start, it's important that we think about our space. So you can review and listen to what you've already done. And you can say, oh, I didn't really like that slide, but I liked the first one. This one was good. I'm clicking through to the next one. I don't really like this one, so I'm going to record over the top of it. Before we start, we think about our space. And so on and so forth. So I've showed you a few things there. What I'm going to do now is bring you back. So you just close out of this section here. And I think what that's done is stopped my screen share again. And I will share properly. How did everyone feel? Did everyone see that? It all worked?
Yeah, that was good. I'll have a bit of a play with it a bit later, but yeah, seems all right.
Yeah, so what happens there is you get to, I'm going to barrel on ahead to show you what happens when you come out of your screen recording section is you have the little spot down the bottom right here. Yep, we can all see that. I just need to move this away so you don't have the black there. All right, so there is a little me in the right-hand corner here with the audio. I feel good about them all. I think they're excellent. I can see them there, but see how this here is covering up the image. It is important if you are recording. Oh, I'll turn my camera back on here. So you can, I don't know if it makes a difference, but if you are recording, you do need to think about where this video is. Technically, I can change it on every screen if I wanted to. You might decide you want it to be really big in this section. I don't know why, but you might, or you might want it to stay the same size, but move it somewhere else. I think for continuity of your video, it makes sense to keep it in the same place. So I would design my slides with the thought that, oh, I'll have my video here. So I'll try and make sure my images aren't, or my words aren't being cut off by the video, but you can customize it to exactly where you want it to be. So there is that option, and we do a bit of fiddling to make sure it's exactly how we like it. I can see all three sections there. And I've recorded, I feel good about it, but now what I want is to export that when I'm finished into an MP4. So what I'm going to show you is how to do that now, which is super easy. What we do is we go up to File, and you see all the millions of things I've had open, and we just hit export. And there's quite a few ways that we can do that, but what we're wanting to do is create a video. So we are exporting, creating a video. There are quite a few different options here. I don't find for a general assignment that you need to do the really large one. I'm going to do quite a small one here so that it's fast for you. But you might want to choose what quality file you choose. The use recording timings and narrations makes sense for this because we want the slide to go as long as I was talking for and then flip over to the next one. And then if there aren't recorded timings, so there was a few slides where I actually didn't speak on, they will sit there for 5 seconds. If I wanted them less than that, I can change it to 3 seconds or whatever it is you choose. And then you simply hit export video. I'm going to save it to there and just hit save. Now it is just going to do a few little things there. It's quite fast because I did it quite quickly. I hope I'm not zooming through. We can go over this together if we need. It has finished already, so what I'm going to do is find it and show it to you. Okay. Sorry about the stopping and starting. For some reason on this Zoom, I have to share individual. Welcome everyone to my individual programs. Here we go. Share. This is just on my Windows media player. I have opened up the file itself and here it is. It's only goes for, I'll just go back to the beginning and press play. Hopefully you can hear this. Welcome everyone to my presentation. We are talking about how to record in PowerPoint. Before we start, we think about our space. So it's quite a long time that I had 4 seconds. It feels like a really long time when there isn't any speaking. But hopefully you can all see just how simple that is to do. Does anyone have any questions about that, or are you ready to get in and have a go? Question, Helen, go for it.
With the recording, we have that of ourselves. Can we remove that and just have the voice? Or
Yes, definitely. You just don't need down the bottom right-hand corner in that recording studio where I clicked the little camera button. You just don't click it.
Yeah.
That's fine. Or click it off if it's on when it opens up. So you just need to make sure that the microphone doesn't have a strike through on it, and the camera image should have a cross through it, and then there'll be no image there.
Okay.
And you can just do an audio narration. That's
Audio
fine.
narration. Thank you.
Any other questions? I think what we might do this time, so that I can stay and problem solve with people if needed, what I'm going to do is open up a breakout room for those of you who would like to go and have a go at doing it, and then come back and I'm hoping we might have a show and tell and share how we went with that. So I'm going to create a breakout room. And in that breakout room, just keep your microphones on mute and your cameras off as they are now, and you won't be disturbed by me talking is the thing. So if I'm talking, helping someone, I'm going to really disturb your recording. So the breakout room is for you to go and work, and I'm going to give you 10 minutes to start with to go and create something, and then come back and we'll work on some other things together. Everyone's okay with that? I think I've created the room. So this room is for you to go and do some work. We're going to meet back here at 5:20. And I will stay in here and talk to people about what they need if they have some issues. So feel free to jump into that breakout room and do some work. Hopefully, those of you who are still here, would you like to talk through some things, or would you like me to show you again in a different way? Now, Krupali, I think, did you message me earlier that you were on the bus and couldn't, is that right? Or maybe I've got confused with someone else.
No, yeah, I messaged you, but then I really wanted to know, that's why I just stayed.
Are you still on the bus and you can't have an actual go?
No, I actually just reached home and I'm gonna switch to my laptop now so I can do my practicals.
Excellent. That sounds great. Willow, is there something that I can help you with?
I actually, when you were recording yourself presenting, your like your video was in square, and I saw somewhere someone was presenting, and she was like in a circle. So we can change our that shape as well.
Not in PowerPoint. So that
Oh.
is, there are many other ways that you can do that. You can certainly do that in Canva and create the circle. And there's lots of other ways in which you can record yourself to have it within the circle. I think that there's one online, one that I've used often in the past called Loom,
Okay.
which creates the circle. But yeah, PowerPoint doesn't have that functionality. It's quite a simple process.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Okay.
if
That
you
makes
want
sense.
that circular look, there is other software that can do that.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Understood. Thank you.
No problem. Hayden, you're back. Did you need any support or?
I just came back to listen, mostly just having a bit of a play around in the background and trying to figure out. I've moved to my laptop, which is the desktop type rather than online, just to try and follow along a bit better. But yeah, just having a play around with the Cameo was what they call it on here.
Okay, awesome. Are you there, Willow, or? Might just pause the recording here for a moment. Press play. Yeah, let's play. We'll start the recording, which is actually talking about the backgrounds in Zoom is part of presenting and recording and all those sorts of things. So the background in Zoom that I have is my own. I know at the university often we have photos of the campus and various things. This is an artwork that I have created. So I took photos of it and then put it in Canva and created a collage of them. There's lots of different bits of them, but I uploaded it into the Zoom. I don't know how to show this to you because you can't actually share your Zoom screen for other people to see my Zoom screen. So I can only talk you through it, how you get it done. So on the bottom left corner of your Zoom window that you should be seeing right now is a video icon with like a little up chevron. And you click on that little chevron and it should come up with some options for you like blur my background, adjust background and effects and things like that. Has that popped up for you, Hayden?
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
So what I do, so you can choose to, like, I'll click on blur my background, which you can do, or you can adjust background and effects. And what pops up there is a little pop-up box. And it gives you a bunch of pre-done photos for, I mean, I don't know if yours would do this. Maybe it would. It should, I'd say, if you've signed in through SCU, a bunch of backgrounds. This is the Gold Coast campus. Or there's some preset like weirdo videos. I upload my own photo, which is one of the first buttons. But then there's also things like there are lots of options which we can turn on the avatar if we wanted to, if we didn't want to show our faces. So that's changed for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it, but maybe, to be honest, I find it quite difficult when I'm teaching a lot of people, if I'm teaching a lot of blank faces, which is fine. I understand that people need to have their cameras off, but I wonder if this is an option that it helps you know, like it's doing what I'm doing, like I'm moving my head right now and it is moving its face. And then there's all sorts of options like, which look, I really don't know how I feel about this one. Maybe not in a professional environment. I actually need to figure out how to turn that off. Hold on. There we go. But there are also video filters, and I mean, how silly can we be? But there is all sorts of things that you can, let's turn those off as well, do. And I have a friend who jumps into the studio effects, and she puts on like full on makeup which I always find quite weird. I don't know if that's picking it up, but I think it gave me a mustache and a beard then. But sometimes if you move really fast with the lipstick on, your lips stay off on the screen somewhere else. Yeah, so there's lots of different options for your camera there within the video drop down. And then the other thing that you can do just on Zoom, just so you know, if you're starting, you can also go up to the 3 little dots on your face and click down, and you can change. Oh, where is it? It's moved. Things change all the time. So you can rename yourself. So you can change your name to be exactly what you want it to be there as well. Yeah. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah, great. Yep, that answers all the questions. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
I might go back because I feel very comfortable with my picture behind me. That video kind of freaks me out, having that there. So how did you go, Kripali? Have you had a chance to have a practice, or are you still setting things up?
Not yet, but yeah, I'm like middle of that.
Yeah, no, it takes a while to get set up. That's
Yes.
totally fine. We might pause.
Yeah, I know the process.
Sorry,
no
hang
problem.
on.
You're right.
Yeah, we talked through your process.
Yeah.
How about anyone else? Did anyone get anything recorded and downloaded? Helen, go for it.
Hi. Yeah, I had problem with the camera. I just recorded the voice, but I had problem with the camera, and it was saying because my camera was open on another platform, I couldn't use it. So maybe because it's open on the Blackboard,
Zoom.
on the Zoom, I couldn't use it to do that. But I recorded voice only. I still couldn't download images from that common thing. It was just taking too much time. But if you'd like, I can download what I did. It's terrible though.
I'd love you to have a go. I think it's so when you say download what you did, you haven't got up to the exporting section yet?
No, I haven't, no.
Would it help for me to share my screen and show that again, or you've got that in your head of how to do that?
I've got that to export it into a file, yes. Okay.
Yeah, beautiful. Go for it. I think it's so simple to be able to do that. Like you can create all sorts of videos, even if you wanted to just have audio on some of them. You might have some other videos that it will play for you. It can be just really simple but helpful.
Okay, I'll do that now.
How did everyone else go? It's getting late in the evening.
So, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it, Kripali.
How I ask you about shape of the presenter. So I don't know why, but I got shape of circle also in my PowerPoint presentation, and then I could blur my background as well.
Oh, look at you guys. Like Hayden said the same thing too. You must have the version
Yes.
that
Maybe.
is the Microsoft 365. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So that we don't have that available to us for free under the SCU, just what students have. So you have the 365, which is fantastic. It means that you can do heaps more things than I can do. I'm trying to only show you what students can grab through their student email. It might be, so I'm trying really hard to just show what we have available through the university. Sounds like you have amazing things, and Helen might be the same if she has the more up-to-date version. So go for it. That means that you can turn your shape into a circle or completely remove the background altogether, which I think sounds great. Helen, did you want to share with us?
Okay, I've got to find where the file. How do I
Find the
share?
file and open it up. Just while you're finding that, Nahi,
Yeah.
did you have a go at creating anything and have some success? Maybe you can pop it in the chat if you have a chance. Helen, if you wanted to share with us, what you need to do is you need to hit the share button in the middle of your screen down the bottom. It's green. And then I'll be able to give you permission to share that there. If it will take you a while to do that, what I might do is, let's see how you go. How are you going?
With the share button, sorry.
Yeah. You should just be able to click on it.
Oh, okay. So I just stopped because I opened up the file, so I just stopped the file, and or do I just share it? How do I
For us
click?
to be able to see it, you need to hit the share button on Zoom.
Okay, did that.
So it's green in the middle. It might ask me permission in a second.
It's saying screens, documents, advanced. So I hit on document.
Just click the one. It should have a picture of your video, maybe.
Yes, PowerPoint presentation. So I click on that, do I?
Yep, and then hit share.
Okay.
Beautiful.
And then I hit share. Okay. Did I do it right?
What I can see is your PowerPoint presentation.
Yes.
And so have you got your video there or?
Yeah, I downloaded it. I've exported it. So you want me to upload the video?
Oh, you don't need to upvote it, but maybe you just open it.
Okay.
And then share that screen rather than this screen. So you might have to just click on share again.
So how do I get rid of this screen? How do I remove this one?
It's up the
just hit on
top.
stop share.
Stop share. We're learning all
Yeah.
sorts of things about sharing in
Okay.
Zoom tonight,
So
which is
now-
fun. It's always good to upskill.
Okay. So okay, it's hang on, share. So it's the media player that I have to click on.
Yeah.
And then click.
Then click share.
Okay. Yes, this is the one.
Beautiful. So
Okay,
back to the beginning.
Back to the beginning. How do I do that or you do that?
I can't do it. You're going to have to do it. So just hit play. It's fine. We can drag that back to the beginning and then.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay.
We can't hear anything.
Oh,
Are you talking?
Yeah, I'm talking. So I put
This
the
is a
volume.
lesson that we have all the time. No, just hit pause on it for a second, Helen.
Yeah.
Up the top with your screen share should be a little thing that says share sound. Like there might be a drop down button or something that says share sound, and you need to check that box.
Video, participant chat, share. You are screen sharing, stop share. Then you have recording to cloud. You are using enhanced annotation.
Maybe just stop sharing again. Sorry, this is problem solving in real life. Hit share button again. Select the same media that you did before. On the right hand side should be a little checkbox that says share sound.
Oh yes, it does. Checkbox share sound.
Check that, and
one.
then share away, and it should work for us.
Okay. That's in consequence. Oops, what's that? Classroom management. I don't know what's happened here.
It's working.
Oh, is it? I'm just seeing a
Well,
different. The expectations.
Yeah, we are seeing a different thing. Maybe you need to double click on that square.
Which square?
Well, we're seeing something that says home, which is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just double click, like open that up, that icon. There we go.
Oh, sorry.
No.
In the visual art. How's the sound? No. Sounds not good. Establishing clear expectations and routines, visual aids, use posters or other visual cues that display classroom rules, routines and consequences so students are constantly aware of expectation. Routines, implement clear routines for entering the class, cleaning up and transitioning between activities to ensure a smooth flow. Classroom layout, arrange tables or desks in clusters for collaboration and design pathways for movement. Number specific areas for suppliers or to facilitate lining up.
Beautiful,
Create
Helen.
a positive and respectful environment. Building relationships. Get to know your students' names and create community and respect. Positive reinforcement. Offer praise and rewards for positive behaviour and effort to encourage more students to participate positively. And safe space for self-expression. Foster a safe environment where students feel comfortable to express themselves creatively, even if their work
that was it.
isn't perfect.
Yeah.
It's playing in the background there at the moment. Maybe stop the share for the moment.
Oh, is it?
No, it stopped there. There was a tiny lag, that's all. That's fantastic. You did that in less than 10 minutes. That's great. So you can see how you can create the presentation and then export it really easily.
Right. Yeah, the problem was with the camera and it wasn't allowing me to open it up. So
I think you'll find that it will work. I think you'll find it will work when you're not on Zoom. Like it's just hard being in two digital platforms at once. Sometimes it struggles. The only other thing I can think of, if it's not opening the camera for you, is that you might need to allow that. Sometimes it has a pop-up box that comes up that says allow this camera. You might need to check that to make sure that the camera is allowed to be worked. But I think that best to try that when you're not physically using a camera elsewhere type thing. Although you're not, it's off at the moment. So it is a bit funny that it wasn't working.
Yes. Thank you.
There was one thing I haven't shown you, which I don't know if it's useful or not, but I will jump over here and hopefully be able to show you. Share. Okay, so we've discovered that most of you have the way fancier version, which I love for all of you except for me. When I click on here, does it share the right thing? I'm hoping it has. Nope. Oh, for goodness sakes. It's a bit of a pain, the different sharing situations at the moment. I am going to stop my camera so that I can share properly on this other thing. And I am going to share the right screen. Here we go. Hopefully everyone can see, which is fantastic. Okay, so here we are again, back in my screen recording section, which I don't know whether everyone can get into this or not. It seems like you have fancier screen recording. I'll just turn myself on here. so that you can see me. The other thing I didn't say was when you are recording, you actually have all of these options, which are pointer options. Sometimes you might want to be pointing to things in the recording. And then there's also the ability, if you wanted to, I don't know if you had a diagram or something you wanted to explain and you wanted to do some drawing. Sometimes that can be really interactive and kind of fun when you're talking. You might want to really highlight something, draw arrows to it. You might want to actually use a highlighter and really unpack a concept that perhaps is more complicated when you're talking through it. So you have this option here as well. Obviously, all of those things I just did were not when I was recording. So I will need to clear all of those things and then go back and do them while I'm recording. So they're all there to start with, but I can actually go on here and use my screen recorder like this. I can draw, do all sorts of things, and then stop my recording.
Sorry,
And
Kate,
then
I can't see the
all there to
screen.
start
It's
with.
just black.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, it's just got a black screen. Oh, yeah, now it is. Yes, thank you.
Oh, okay. So I'm not sure why you couldn't see that there, but hopefully you can see that there. So that's just an idea of things that you can do. I'm just going to stop my share now and hopefully that helps. Just give me a sec. I'm back with you now. As one other option, as I said before, this is the really basic option, recording through, oh, hold on. Am I with you? Yes. Recording through PowerPoint is really lovely and simple. There are lots of other more complicated ways in which you can do it. You can actually record straight through iMovie if you have a Mac and you have access to iMovie. I find that it is a really beautiful way of recording a video. It's quite simple and easy to use, but not everyone has access to that. The other way that you can do some recording is through Canva, of which I won't be talking about recording in Canva tomorrow night, but I certainly will be talking about how to use Canva, all of the different design options and ways in which you can play around and get the most out of the graphics and potentially also organize your information in different ways. We talked about presentations tonight, but there's also, you might be asked to design like an infographic or a particular diagram in your studies. Canva is an amazing way in which you can do that. So I'm advertising myself here. If you wanted to come along and have a play, before you come along, it'd be great that you'd signed in, but we'll have time to do that. It is available for free, which is great. There is a paid version, but there's a lot available for free. And you can also, in your studies, do a trial for 30 days during your term and then make sure that you cancel your trial so that you don't have to pay anything and you still get advantages of all of the amazing things that Canva has. So there's that workshop that we're having. Is it Wednesday? On Thursday night is when that is. And then trying to scooch to the next page. Next week, we're going to have a play with some more powerful things that can happen in PowerPoint. Particularly using the morph feature to create some, I know animations can be a little bit daggy. I certainly am not a massive fan of huge animations in all the time in my videos, but there's some really powerful ways in which you can communicate movement and create some interest with your diagrams that we will play with using the morph feature and a few different types of really simple animation. So that is next week as well. Same time, I think, or a bit later next week on Tuesday. So those options are there as well if you were wanting to come. But other than that, that's everything I have to share for you. We've finished at about the right time. I'm happy to stick back and answer any questions that you might have. Otherwise, happy recording. It might be easier to do without being in the Zoom room at the same time. So thanks so much, but happily we'll answer any questions that you might have.